when you're in the presence of killers and assassins, that's going to inspire you to write more.
My Ninja Fear had the Eddie Bauer truck.
Top half a brick, cut it up and distribute it. Drogas. Before I write a verse, you know that something's getting sniffed or lit. Drogas.
Special edition of the Max Lemon Podcast. Another interview. Got Level 13 back with us. Will, welcome back. You got a collaboration album out with FU.
Yo, what you sipping on?
Nothing too crazy. Experimental IPA by
Yeah, I love Blind Dog.
Yeah, all right, man.
F, how you doing, brother?
Chilling, man. I've been drinking since Thursday non-stop, son. So I'm fucking, it don't stop though, you know, got my little fucking Gosling's ginger beer. You know what I mean? Figured I was gonna whip out the sake, but I'm like, you know what?
Bro, I was drinking earlier, daytime drinking with Bless, and I'm kind of chilling right now, so this is one of the few times that I'm not gonna have anything. But yeah, fellas, enjoy your shit. I'm kind of, I have my daytime vibe going on. I'm still kind of like, bitch.
Right.
So you guys enjoy your shits and we'll talk.
In between day drinking and night drinking.
Bro, it's literally the struggle, right?
Break.
It's that struggle. I'm like, I need a nap.
Right, I hear you.
I need a nap to recover and then keep going. You know, thanks for coming on, guys. I appreciate your time. Let's get right into it. Level F, let's kind of talk about how you guys kind of connected. And
I mean, people should know Level 13 at this point, man. And I feel like he's done a lot of shit. You know what I mean? Had a lot of placements.
Thank you, sir.
Of course, you're welcome. Son. And part of the reason is actually how we hooked up. You know what I'm saying? Because I was in a place where it was like rap college. You know what I'm saying? It was like straight up school for the gifted. You know what I mean? It was called Goblin Music Studios, and you know the Beat Nuts were there. Sean Price was there. Tragedy was there. He was there. Myself, Spit Gen brought me through. You know what I mean? Starvin' B was there, and I'm talking about it all at the same time. You know what I mean? So it was a time where we were all sharpening our skills and just spitting and rapping. And I wasn't even rapping. Like I say I haven't even taken rap seriously since maybe the past 5 years. You know what I mean? I was just there, just kind of chilling and spitting. You know how you do. I Level would send beats like, yo, y'all like this? I want to fuck with this. Yo, do this. You know what I mean? And then it was always like a grab from everybody to fuck with a Level 13 beat. You know what I mean? And all of us from there have fucking spit to his beats. And it's been just since then, like, he's a cool dude. You know what I'm saying? And we vibed and shit like that. So it was always like, yo, you fucking with it. And then one of the first records that I wound up doing, like an actual record, was to a Level 13 beat. You know what I mean? Called Drogas. It was like 2013, right? Something like that.
Yeah, something like that. I didn't know that was your first joint. First, like, full song.
Niggas plead to keep the heat on the leash. It might bark. The white spark will leave you deceased. For speaking side talk, I bark. My speech is disease.
Yeah, that was my first real joint, because at the time, so I had put out a little mixtape before that, but again, man, I wasn't really taking music seriously. I never made my money in music, you know what I mean? Like I make some money in music, don't get me wrong, but I was never my bread and butter, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was just chilling. I was just around so many killers. It's hard to not, you know, sharpen your sword and want to use it when you're around that many fucking assassins. And those assassins would hear me and like, yo, you gotta put a record out, bro. Like, what you doing? And I was like, yo, I really don't like some of these beats. They're not for me, you know what I mean? Like, blah, blah, blah. And then when Level sent me that, and this is something that I may not even told you, bro. When you sent me that, I was with Prodigy, rest in peace, at the time, in Goblins.
That's wild.
When I played that beat, and when the fucking piano came on, Spent, which is the engineer, Spent De Niro, it was with me, him, and P, and they both looked at me, and I'm like, this is the one. This is the one right
Crazy.
there.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, P was like, yo, if you gonna spit this, that shit. And then when I put the record out, that was like, you know, having Prodigy give me props on that record. He was like, yo, I love that record. It was like, you know, before he passed away, obviously top of so many lists, you know what I mean? And to have him give that specific record props was a huge thing. So from then on, I was like, all right, maybe I'll start taking this a little bit more seriously, you know what I mean?
So two things. One, I think any modern day or even rapper who's 30s, 40s, whoever, has taken notes from Prodigy. So RIP Prodigy, you know, big love. Second thing is, I can't tell you, this is like how often I hear how Level 13's hustle is so strong. I hear all about Level 13 sending beats, sending love, always hitting people up. That type of hustle is something you can't learn. I'm gonna say 90% of the time when I hear a beat with a piano on it, I'm a sucker for that shit. And I'm easily brought. I'm win me over. I'm like, oh, here go a piano. I like that shit. I love piano beats.
I'm gonna take just a second.
Mhm.
I want to ask you a question.
Yeah.
Where did you? It might be sample snitching, so if it is, forget about it. But where'd that come from? That
I gotta be honest, I don't remember offhand.
that's crazy, son.
That shit was so long ago, dude. I don't remember, man.
That's crazy that you don't remember, because I hearing that piano, and
Mhm.
yeah, a lot of times, like you said, so many dope records that have that piano, and it kind of starts with a piano and then builds up,
Mhm.
and that's what I liked about that beat. You know what I mean? It started with that eerie,
Right.
hard. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Piano, and the drums came in, and I'm like, oh, I know exactly what I'm gonna do to this.
Let's dig into a little bit more about F. So preparing for this conversation, so Level hit me up. He's like, yo, I want to do another interview. F got a new project coming out. We should all get together, link up, all that good stuff. I said, cool, let's do it. And I started looking at the page, started looking at the album. Talk to us about what inspires your album? What inspires your lyrics?
That's the thing, man. I get inspired by different things. If anyone was to go back and listen to my discography, all my records are different. You know what I'm saying? They're all different. They all hit different topics. I just love music, man, in general. I've always loved all kinds of music. Gadzooks, I actually wrote that for MF Doom when he passed away. And that piece was a huge influence on me, like I love all his. I'm the type, I feel like you either love MF Doom or you hate MF Doom. There's no in between. You think he sucks, you don't get it, or you think he's an absolute fucking genius. All into that, you know what I mean? But when I wrote it, I was like, I can't put it out because so many people are putting out dedication records to MF Doom, because that's how pop was, you know what I mean? So that it fell into this record. But I'm inspired by everything. But like I said, when you're in the presence of killers and assassins with the pen, that's going to inspire you to write more. You know what I mean? And I've definitely been through lulls where I'm like, I don't even feel like writing right now. You know what I mean? And it's a long stretch between where I did shit, and it took people like my brother Spit Jams or like Level 13 sending me shit. Like, so it could be anything from the right beat to hearing the right album. One of my friends hitting me up for a feature. I'll get to work and shit. This Blocktoberfest, it's been a long time in the making. Like I said, man.
Yeah.
Me and Level been working together for a minute.
So I want to dig a little deeper into your. There's a bit of nerd influence in this. Comics, video games. I hear a lot of it coming out. Even in this conversation, you said a school for the gifted, which is obviously a direct pull from the X-Men and Xavier's Academy and all that good stuff. So like, talk to us about that. Let's dig into that part, the nerdy shit, the comics, the video games, all that. Talk to us how that influences a lot of your music.
You grew up in New York, right? I grew up in New York City. Levels from Philly. We're all from places that are very diverse, that are melting pots. You know what I mean? We're not from places where, no disrespect to anybody who may be watching, but where you have your jocks, your geeks, your emo kids. New York has everything. You know what I'm saying? Like in my projects, the emo kid will fuck you up. Just saying, smoke a blunt, go upstairs and listen to The Cure. That's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? We were downstairs in the street selling little dime bags, little nickel bags at fucking 13 years old. Go upstairs, play Dungeons and Dragons real quick, play a little Street Fighter, you know what I mean? Read some comic book, go back downstairs, try to pick up a girl, smoke another blunt, sell some more weed. Like it here. And in places like Philly, you know what I mean? Other hoods like Cali, that shit goes hand in hand, really. There's a lot of thugs I know, and by no means am I some kind of train myself like some kind of super thug gangster killer, something like that. But I do know super thugs and killers and gangsters who will school anybody you know about comic books. You know what I'm saying? Like they'll get down there. Sean Price was one of them. Yeah, Sean Price was a G. Price was an absolute G. Smack somebody talking stupid, but he'll school you about some comic books. There's no doubt about it. He knew a lot about comic books, my G. Like I said, this is just a place where in this melting pot, I feel like it all kind of goes hand in hand. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't shy away from it at all, man. You could be a comic book nerd. You could be a video game head. You can be, into World of Warcraft, Final Fantasy, whatever it may be, and still be, getting it in out there.
Yeah. Let's get into the album itself, Blocktoberfest. When I listen to the album, tracks 1 and 2, so we have Scary Stories and we have Palo Santo. When I listen to it, it sounds like it's like a warm-up. And then you get into Gadzooks, Paper Transfers, Drogas, and then the remixes. And it sounds like you hit that lane and you just go full speed. Was that the intent of the album? Was that where you guys were going with this?
It's funny that you say that, because obviously this is it's a record, right? And we released it as a 7-inch vinyl. A lot of people might not know that, but side A is usually best tracks. Side B is the B-sides, right? We don't have B-sides. You know what I mean? We don't have B-sides. The whole record's ill, right? But those first 2 records, to me, are the hottest records.
That's funny.
because when I heard Scary Stories, the beat,
Mm-hmm.
it was like when I heard Drogas, the beat, the first time. When I hit it, boom, I was like, I looked around. There was nobody in the room with me, but I looked around like, oh, y'all hear this? I don't know who the fuck I was talking to, but I'm like, this is it. This is it right here, son. And I think I wrote that verse immediately, man. It might be took me 15 minutes. That's how ill I was just fucking with that beat. You know what I mean? Like this is going first on the record. Like this is the record. Then that was the single that we dropped. I'm like, this is true. This is the record. This is the single. This is it.
Yeah.
And built off that. Palo Santo. When I heard the beat, I was like, oh, this is a bar fest. Like me and Spit Gems, we're just gonna spit bars to it. We're just gonna rap. And that's what we did. And I'm like, all right. Paper Transfers, like I said, was in the works. Gadzooks was also something that was in the works. I was waiting for the right beat to, you know. So even though those records are fire, the records are fire. Those first two records to me were the album. They made the album.
Okay.
You know, Drogas was released in 2013, so that's an old record. You know what I mean? And then the others are records we've done throughout the years that we remixed. So it's funny to hear people say that, but I like hearing that. You know what I mean? I like to hear different opinions. Like I said, Drogas is number one on everybody's list, and that's the record that wouldn't even be on this
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, it's funny because it's not even on Drogas, and the remixes aren't even on the actual vinyl.
They're not even on the vinyl.
It's streaming only.
Yeah, I'm definitely on the streaming. That's where I got it from. So I don't have a record player. I apologize. I did everything through Spotify. No, this is not an ad, but just giving you a heads up. But now, like I said, I listened to the album. I fuck with it heavy. I ran it through a few times. You know, one, I wanted to hear, you know, what. I'm a huge fan of Level, so I'm not going to sit here and, you know, not give him his love. But then listening to your lyrics and listen to how you laid it over the beat, I fuck with it. Like, so I'm listening to it and it's just straight through with you know, looking at what, 20 minutes, give or take, 25 minutes for start to finish, front to back, you know, or flip if you have the vinyl. But the point is, I think there's a track that it's like, okay, this is, because sometimes what happens, and I hear it often, a lot of artists have like their passion track, right? Like this, I know this is not what's a banger, or hit, but it's like, this is what I wanted to put on. I needed to put this on here, or whatever it is. All of the tracks flow very well, and all of the songs are just like, I listen to it like nonstop. It's I played it a few times to, again, prepare for this conversation, listening to some of the lyrics, some of the puns that we talked about earlier, and I'm like, this is a dope project in general. So I fuck with it heavy, and I think this is like, you're bringing. I mean, I'm an old school hip hop nerd, so I'm the '90s, early 2000s type of guy, and this is giving me a lot of those vibes, which I love. And I need that. It's like a breath of fresh air from all the nonsense that's out there right now. You know, the stuff that you're doing and other rappers are doing in the similar lane, I fuck with that heavy. So I feel like this is definitely one of those where I'm like, yes, you know, yeah, we live in a world where political correctness and everything else is a big play. But it's like, here's from my perspective, take it or leave it. It is what it is. And I fuck with that.
Right. Thank you. I appreciate it, man. Thank you for definitely fucking with the record. And this was never meant to be like, none of these I wasn't gonna do throwaway records, and Level knows that we weren't gonna do throwaway records just to fill up a record. That's why it's as short as it is. Not that there would ever be the throwaway record, but I'm like, yo, I'm not gonna like force shit. You know what I'm saying? Force anything. We're gonna put the songs that we have out. Once we're satisfied and happy, we're gonna put it out. You know what I mean? So there's no throwaways on this at all. There's no shit that we didn't think shouldn't go on. You know
I think that's perfect. I think that's, keep it short and sweet. Like, everybody likes to consume their music or their information differently. Keeping it to the point where it's just enough to keep you consistent. I love that. I fuck with that heavy. So I'm a fan of it. And this is no dick ride. This is no bullshit. Just because we're having a conversation. I listened to it a few times. I ran it back a few times. Said, all right, I like this. I like that. I like the beat here. I like what he did here. So I'm a fan of it.
It's actually funny because this record fits a lot with this podcast. Before, because I was at an Oktoberfest in upstate New York, and I was there with heads. You know what I mean? We were at like an official Oktoberfest, German music, German servers. You know what I mean? German outfit. You know, the big long tables, the hi, boom, to throw the beer in the thing and all that shit. Right?
Yeah.
We was doing that, but it was us. It was hood kids. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, this Blocktoberfest here right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, taking over, and we was fucking with everybody.
Yeah.
Like, yo, that's name, B. Let's name the record that. Like, these songs ain't really beer related, as you know.
Right.
but let's make the record beer related. You know what I mean? If you look at the cover, you
Yeah.
can tell you did an amazing job kind of incorporating all that shit in there. You know, originally we were gonna do a micro beer release with this release, so you'd have a Blocktoberfest beer, whatever it is. You know what I mean? A little wild. That didn't work out, and you know it's a little harder to do. It's a little harder than I thought it would be to do.
Yeah.
Same.
I'm not gonna. I hope I don't put Mike Jones from Hackensack Brewing on the spot, but I think we need to connect you with Mike Jones and Hackensack Brewing, bro. He's a huge hip hop nerd, and he's a huge beer nerd, and he owns his own brewery in Jersey. So I think we need next time.
Hackensack is dope.
Next time I go out there, we might have to link up with Mike Jones and the rest of the Hackensack team and see what we can do, because they're very, very hip hop. Any shows coming up, F? Anything you can look forward to that you can want to promote, talk about?
Yo, July 8th. Speaking of fucking beers, man, Beer Wax in Queens, which is a record store and a bar. I'm gonna be doing the Blocktoberfest release party. I'm gonna have special guests coming through. We're gonna shoot a live video, and I'm gonna be selling like 90% of my vintage polo collection.
Okay.
Great.
Gotta make space for new shit. So it's gonna be a party, man. Gonna have some low lifes in there. You know what I mean? Gonna be listening to music, gonna preview some new music. So July 8th, man, Beer Wax Queens. If anybody's around, level, man, if you could take that ride, I know it's a little bit of a mission. Yeah, I'm gonna hit a PQ as well. So it'd be fine to have all the guests from the record there. Besides that, man, I don't know, man. I might be in Arizona in October, man.
Let's go.
You know,
Let's
invited,
go.
Got a place to stay and shit.
Let's go.
Hell yeah.
By the way, when you're at Beer Wax, look for those Max Sullivan podcast stickers. We in there.
Ooh, all right.
We in there. We around there. So listen, Level, anything coming up you want to promote or throw out there?
I mean, not offhand, man. Working, man. That's it. That's just working, you know?
Listen, follow F, follow Level, follow Max. We all here. Make sure you stream the album as much as you possibly can. Tell your people to stream it. Everybody, buy the records.
I got 10 of these 7-inch records left, man.
Ooh.
Let me just show you.
Ooh,
I know,
that-
I know people they fuck with vinyl, so we got these little limited edition vinyls. Since it's Blocktoberfest, we
Let's
got
go.
square
Ooh.
cut records. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, does that spins normally? Like I hate to sound ignorant, but like I've never seen a square record in my life.
Exactly. It spins normally. Spins normally.
That's dope.
Crazy.
Make sure you hit him up. Later, guys.